Okay, what I'm going to go over today is just training about the obituary section. And then at the end, we'll go over a little bit about some other sections of the website that you'll be able to change. So first off, I'm at the login screen. What you'll have is a link that will take you directly to your login screen. You'll have a username and password. So I'm going to go ahead and use mine to sign in. And this is going to log me into the back end of the site. As you see here, we've got a dashboard. It's called the dashboard. And you've got all these different sections that control different parts of the website. The two sections that you're going to be concerned with when doing the obituaries is, of course, the obituaries section, which controls the main content of your obituary, and then the comments section, which is going to be in control of any comments made on any obituary on your site. There's some other sections here that we'll touch on at the end. I'm going to go to the front of the website here. Now you can see I've currently got pulled up Dr. Mary Wilson's obituary. And you can see how here we've got her passing date, the service, visitation, cemetery, her main content, and then her guest sign-in with comments. So we're going to go in first and edit this. So when I'm on the back end of the site, to find any current obituary that's already on the website, I'm going to go to Obituaries and click All Obits. And this will pull up every obituary that's already been posted. As you can see, you've got a lot of different obituaries here. Currently, here you can see there's 832 items. Just a little background about this page. You've got in the upper right corner here the ability to search through the obituaries. So let's say you want to search through an older obituary to edit or maybe delete if the family prefers. You can click on this search box. I could type in John, first name, last name, just any kind of name that, even if you're not sure of the full name, you can click search. What that's going to do is filter through all your current obituaries, similar to the way the user can on the front end of your site. And as you can see here, it's kind of pulling up anything with John inside of the name. So here, let's say I was looking for Miss Johnny, then I can click edit if I need to do some edits, or maybe just reference something for the family. This gives me the ability to search very easily. Let's say I just want to go back to all, because the one I want to edit is at the very top here. It's Dr. Mary Wilson's. Kind of some background on this layout is, you can see here under her name or the title, you can edit, quick edit, trash, or view. It's showcasing the service, visitation, and cemetery. These things I can't edit here. It's just showing me what's displayed. And then here I've got the guest comments. Now I could click on guest comments. It's showing me that there's currently 3 comments. What that's going to do, it takes me, as you can see to the left here, it took me directly to the comments section, which we're going to cover in detail a little bit later. And here you can see all 3 comments that are directly on her obituary. So this is an easy way to be able to access those comments if you don't want to search through and find them. So I'm going to go back to the obituaries. I'm going to go back down here, and I want to do a quick edit. What a quick edit is, as you can see, it drops down. And it's just a little bit quicker version. Let's say that the only thing you need to change is the date, the passing date. You forgot to change that maybe when you were adding it. You can go in here, and this is the date that it's going to be published. So what we've got it logged in as the passing date, the date that the person actually passes away. So here you can do any edits you need to and change here. And then you can click update. There's not a whole lot of changes you can do besides the date, and maybe if you misspelled the name, you can make the change here. You could also make this private, and that way you can see it on the back end of the site, but the public cannot see it. And if I make any changes, of course, remember to click Update. Let's say I want to make changes to the photo, changes to the content. I'm going to go ahead and click the full edit. Here you'll see the name displayed at the top. This area is called the content box. And you can see all the information here. You can put as much as you need to. Also, you can copy and paste from anywhere. Let's say that you're copy and pasting from a Word document. You can actually click on this. You'll see it'll say Paste from Word. And what this does is just make sure that none of the alignment or special functionality in the Word document get transferred correctly. Occasionally, if you transfer directly from Word into the content box, you run the risk of it reading the data wrong, and it might display the words maybe in bold when they weren't supposed to be in bold. It just doesn't directly read from Word correctly sometimes, so this is a safe way to paste from Word documents. And you paste in here any information you want and click your Insert button, and you'll see that populate in the content box. Something else you can do in this content box, you can obviously directly type in or edit. Let's say you delete something and you did not mean to delete that, or you want to go back. You do have access to these two arrows. This is the back arrow and obviously forward. So I want to go back and undo what I just did, and you'll see it come back up. Something else you can also do, let's say you want to get a little fancier with the writing. You can highlight whatever section you want. Let's say you want this bolded, and then you would like another section italicized. These two kind of give you that option. You can also perform spelling checks. So here I've clicked the ABC button, and whenever I click that, you'll see it highlights the different things that it believes are misspelled. And I can go through here and correct them if they are misspelled, which here everything is correct. Let's say I would like to add a quote in. You can also do that. And what that'll do is just give it a little bit different look on the front end. And we'll look at that once I do it here. And then I'm going to scroll down, and of course you've got your main information here. Now you can see it's letting you know that most of this information is not directly displayed to the public. For instance, even if I have a date of birth here, it's not displayed to the public. They cannot see it. Most of this I might want for my records to be able to put in here to know if it's male or female, to know their date of birth and their birthplace. But like I said, it's not going to directly display. There's always an option we can adapt to display that information, but currently we're just displaying the main information that was showcased on the previous obituaries. You've got the veteran here. You can mark if they are a veteran, what type. Of course, your service venues. If you leave this blank, you're going to automatically see that it's going to put in Chastain Funeral Home. So if it's at your funeral home, you do not have to worry about putting in your information here. It's going to populate for you, which will save you some time. If this is incorrect, it's not at your funeral home, then obviously you can change this. If you do change it, you want to make sure and put in the full address in this section. If you leave off the address or incorrectly put in the address, then the Google Maps will read it incorrectly or will not have a link. So let's say you just leave this blank. It will automatically put in the Chastain Funeral Home address and link them to, let's say, the wrong location because you'll actually change the venue. So you want to make sure and always put an address in that field. And that way the Google Maps will pick that up. Let's say if you just put in the front of this address and left off the city, state, and zip code, Google Maps is more than likely not going to be able to find where you're looking for, or it will pick up the wrong location. So you want to make sure and put in the full address. Here you've got your service dates, two sections if you need two different days. Here, let's say you have 2 different times on the same day, you can obviously put that on the same line. You got your visitation venue for the funeral home. I've got this blank, so it's automatically populating the Chastain Funeral Home. You've got your visitation times. I've got 2 sections here. And you can really type this any way that you like it displayed. You can type out the full name of the month. You can even put a little note out beside it if you need to. And then we've got the cemetery name here and the address. And the date and time for the cemetery. Here you have the option, you can put no burial if there is, if you're not needing any cemetery name in that spot. Now when I scroll back up, I'm done with all that content. The last 2 things I've got to remember to do, go over here to the right and my published on date. I've got to make sure that's correct. What it's going to automatically do is publish on the date that I'm editing it. So let's say today is September 27th. It's going to automatically post that for September 27th if I'm adding a new obituary. This one's already been posted for September 8th, so it's not going to change even though I'm editing it. It will stay the same. But let's say I would like to change that was incorrect and she actually passed away the day before. I can go in and I can change this as needed. I'm going to leave it like it is just because it's correct. I click OK. And the last thing I can do, let's say I would like to change this photo. I can click remove this image. And it's gone, so it's not going to display any photo. And I want to set a featured image. What that's going to do is pull up this pop-up box. It's going to allow me to either download from my computer, which if a family sends you a picture via email or anything, you can put it on your computer. It will be in your download files. So you'll want to come from this section, from computer. The only other section we're going to mention is the media library. First, if you already have a picture the family's provided, then you'll want to choose from the computer because you'll want to upload the photo to the site. You click select. What it'll do, it'll look a little bit different on each computer just depending on what type of brand you use. On mine, it of course pops down like this and it's showing me the different areas I can upload the picture. So let's say that this is their picture the family sent in that they would like. I can just simply double click on that and it's showing me right here that it's uploading the photo. And I'll just wait until it's done uploading. Okay, it's showing popped up, so it's done. So I'm going to scroll down here. And what this is showing me is I can edit the image. Let's say that the image is turned incorrectly. It's upside down. I can click edit. It's going to populate the image right here where I can see it. And I can actually use these 2 buttons here to turn the picture. On this particular picture, you won't be able to tell, but I'm turning it. And you can keep doing these options until it's correct. And I'm just going to make sure and click save. And that's just going to say whatever way that I'm viewing it, that it's turned, it's going to save that. So now that I've corrected anything, any mistakes that I need to correct, all of this information is just basically telling me the title, the size, nothing really I have to worry about there. Here for the title, I would prefer to put in their name. So let's say I ever want to locate their photograph for the family a couple years from now. So I could put in a name here. That'll just make it easier for me to search through the media. And we'll go over searching through the media in just a moment. I can scroll on down. Any of this I do not have to worry about here. We can leave as is. And I'm going to use as a featured image. So it's going to use the photo that I uploaded from my computer and it's going to display here. Once you see it populate kind of in the background, you can just exit out of that. And there's your picture. Now let's say